40, 50 questions that I intend to practice. Maybe not. But if you plan to solve 10 questions, then you have to have a percentage that you will do what I've said now for. You attempt it, you write, you type out your answer, not to attempt it and do the calculation in your head and just go straight and open the answer sheet and believe that, oh yeah, I have an idea of what to do here. I think what causes that sometimes is the fact that we rush and maybe we didn't, detail, we didn't have a study plan that we were able to stick to throughout our preparation. So it's very important you, what's the name? You solve, you mark using the marking scheme or marking guide of ACCA, and then you debrief. Now, as you get closer to the exam, it's also useful to use the examiner's report. I don't know, I think Joe mentioned it, but I'm not sure um, in terms of how. So, personally, I normally read 3 examiner's report before I go into the exam for whatever ACCA. I mean, I know about other professional exams. I don't know about any professional body that gives as much resources to their candidates and even tutors alike as ACCA. So there's examiner's report where you can see common mistakes. Okay, so the examiner already says you earn no mark for copying and pasting what I've already stated in the scenario. There are a lot of candidates are doing it, and then you go into the exam hall and you want to do the same thing. You earn no mark for referencing an accounting standard and stating the full name. Then why do you have to write IAS 37 provisions, contingent liability, contingent asset? Absolute waste of time. Do you understand? So the marking guide the examiner's report will tell you common mistakes that people are making, which you can just easily avoid, and ensure that you don't repeat the same mistake. Finally, if you are receiving a paper, please validate your assumptions. And what do I mean by assumptions? You wrote the paper last night. Your preparation was not as rock solid as you want it to be. The syllabus has 5 sections. You read 3 sections. There were 2 sections you didn't read. Because exams was getting closer, you use question practice to cover up those areas. So you just practiced a couple of questions. Exam results didn't turn out as you expected. And now you want to rewrite. And all you've just done is to carry exam kit again and start solving questions, start solving questions, start solving questions. No, you are building your question practice on a wrong foundation. Those 2 areas that you never covered before, it's important you go back to them, and try to make sense of those areas now that you have the time. The 3 areas you covered before, sections of the syllabus, revise them and ensure that you can still remember those key concepts that those syllabus areas are about. And that's the usefulness of the online lectures that we run at Ivy League. As students, you have access to the videos. You can always go back and replay and, use it as a very fast revision for yourself. And that way you are strengthening your knowledge, because it's based on that knowledge that you will now apply in the exams. And questions may not always be the same way, but they are all testing what you have in the study guide. ACCA will not go beyond the study guide. So please, how you do your practice, examiner's reports, and then building on the right foundation. 3 very important things that I thought I needed to mention before we wrap up. So Joe, thanks.
That's an excellent way to wrap today's conversation. Many thanks for that. I think you've pretty much said it all and covered everything. So everything has been said. So at the end of the day, we wanted to, just somewhat have a conversation with everyone, especially with the recent release of the results on Thursday. We do hope that you've come away from today's session with a lot more insights on how to then prepare prepare for your next sitting. As Ivy League, you can count on us as your partners on this journey, your journey to ensuring that you become an ACCA qualified accountant. And outside of this session we've had, if you would still like to speak to us, you can always reach us via our various social media profile, and you can always contact any one of us directly. The manager is going to drop the numbers if you want to speak to us. Manager can just drop the number on the teams as well. So if you would like to still have further conversations with us on any way we can support you, please feel free to reach out to us. So our revision starts on Saturday, and you can always get the detailed timetable. The timetables are already up on our various social media profiles. But if you still would like to ask more questions, please feel free to reach out to us. So on that note, once again, keep at it, and we're always with you on this journey. So many thanks, and have a pleasant night and a pleasant weekend by extension. Bye bye.
Thanks for the class.